Hey, Midwest Conference fans, I'm Paityn Tabor here on Midwest Conference Media Day. And right now I'm joined by Knox College defensive back Isaac Mora. Isaac, thank you so much for taking the time.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I really appreciate it. My first question for you, I'm just kind of curious, what are your own personal expectations for the season?
Personal expectations, I think for me, the highest achievement I think I could receive would be either to have my team make playoffs or to be all conference. I think those are the top two. I definitely want to see my team succeed and myself succeed as well.
Yeah. I'm kind of curious if you had to pick one trait that you believe would make that you believe makes a great Division III football player, what trait would that be and why?
It's a great question. I think playing Division III, a lot of these guys, play because they really love the sport. So I think I would say competitiveness. I think a lot of these guys, they come from the probably being the best player of their high school team and then coming on to college and having a lot of hopes and expectations of doing well, but everybody comes from being, the best player on their team. So being competitive and trying to drive everybody else to be really well or to do really well, I think is a pretty awesome trait.
Yeah, absolutely. My next question, I'm just kind of curious. Tell me a little bit about your team. What's the dynamic like in the locker room?
We're really close. The town I think that our school is in kind of forces us to be close, but it's not really anything I regret. I think a lot of the guys love being in the locker room with each other. They love being on the field with each other. The community is huge, so I think yeah, being in the locker room and being on the field, even in the classroom or on campus, you always see the football guys with each other, with other athletes. Um, just representing the football team really well. So I really enjoy being a part of this team.
Yeah. What's your favorite part about Prairie Fire football?
I would say, I guess it would be the community. I think a lot of the coaches are alumni as well, so um, they understand Knox football. They understand, what we have to do to get the job done. They also make sure that we're a family first before we go on the field because we're all, striving to be better as a team.
Mm-hmm. Speaking to the school a little bit more broadly and your experience a little bit more broadly, what is your favorite part about being a student athlete at Knox?
Wow. I think my favorite part would definitely be how helpful everybody is. The teachers understand how tough it is to be a student athlete, juggling practice and homework and studying and all that. So I think they do a really good job as long as you keep open communication with them. I think my favorite part is definitely being able to have that line of communication with my teachers, my professors, um, and they all come out and support, which is awesome.
Yeah. Who do you believe is one of the best leaders on your team and why?
One of the best leaders. I would say I would say one of our middle linebackers. His name is Davis Brumball. He's going to be a fifth-year senior, and ever since I was a freshman, he was definitely one of those guys I looked up to. Now that he's older, I think he definitely has a lot of guys listen to him. But he's great on and off the field and on the field. He's definitely a leader by his voice and by his actions. He plays really really well.
What have you been able to learn from him throughout your career?
Um, I think positivity. I think that's something with our new culture. Aaron Willits is a new coach. He came in the same year as I did, so he's going into his third year. Um, Changing the culture and changing how we view going about things, picking people up, and also understanding that there's a next play. So I think that's something that I've been able to learn from him.
Yeah. If you had to pick one, what's your favorite away stadium to play in and why? I'm just kind of curious.
Favorite away stadium? Okay, let's see. Um, I liked, dang, I liked IC, Illinois College, only because a lot of my friends had some friends that we were playing against,
Mhm.
pretty close games. Cornell was fun to play at too. But this year I'm kind of excited to play at Eureka. Our first game's at Eureka, and they have it's going to be a night game. So yeah, pretty excited for that.
Yeah, under the lights and everything. That'll be awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Isaac, so last year your team went 5-5, and that was the most wins that you guys have had since 2017, I believe. So I'm just kind of curious, what was the difference maker last year to getting more of those wins?
I think it definitely be the culture that we're building over here. I think trying to change, coming into Knox, I didn't know too much about the history. Being here, getting to learn it, getting to learn how we were in the past, and just trying to change, bringing something new to the table with our class and the coming classes. Aaron Willis is doing a really good job of making sure that we're, starting a new chapter of Knox football. So I think that's been a really huge deal, and everybody's buying in. So it's really exciting.
That's great to hear. How did the work that you guys put in the off season? What was how are you going to carry some of that momentum from last year through the off season and then into this next season?
Definitely. So the off season is huge. A lot of games are won in the off season. I think 5 wins, having the most wins since 2017 is a huge accomplishment, but it's definitely something we don't want to stop at. I think you always want to improve. So staying hungry and keeping that mindset that, we can be better is definitely what we're going to take in the next season.
Yeah. Kind of going off that a little bit. I asked you earlier what your personal expectations were for the season, but what are your expectations for your team as a whole?
Yeah, definitely. I think we're striving for playoffs and a positive win record. 5-5 is great. Definitely better than what we did before. But I think 6-4, maybe even 7-3, upsetting some teams, making some noise in our conference is definitely something we're looking forward to doing.
Yeah. My last question for you, Isaac. At the end of the season, what do you believe will end up defining Knox College's success?
I think it all just comes down to how much our freshman group this year is willing to buy into an entirely new team. The people that were there before Aaron Willis got there are almost gone, so it's starting to become this brand new team, essentially. So I think it comes down to definitely our freshmen buying in and how much the upperclassmen are willing to hold them accountable. So I think it's definitely going to go both ways, but I'm excited to see how it goes.
I'm excited for you guys, and that's all I had for you today. I really appreciate you taking the time to meet with me, Isaac.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much. I had a great time answering your questions.
And I wish you and your team the very best of luck this season.
I really appreciate it. Thank you.